I heard it before the last derby.
No,
you
because
got smacked for
it
6.
was too soon. It was just too soon.
Okay. But now's not too soon, just to confirm.
We're ready for this one. We're ready for this one.
At last, a Manchester United fan has come and said, I do believe we're going to be in a title race this season.
I 100% believe.
It's cute.
It's not cute. I know what I'm looking at.
My biggest fear, deep down, at the moment, if I'm being brutally honest, is Pep Guardiola. That's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is what team he picks.
This ain't like one of them classic black movies, bro. When the biggest fear is yourself, bro.
No,
if you allow Arsenal to win the league on your watch, yeah, you haven't done a good job. You haven't been good custodians. You have not been good custodians.
We are winning the league.
It's a big one. The Manchester derby. Manchester United versus Manchester City. It's a massive game. To my left, got the Manchester City fan, Daps. How are we?
A little bit wounded from yesterday, but
Still sore.
It was a cup, not the league.
Interesting. KG, the comedian.
Feeling great, actually.
Make me laugh.
Really happy to be here. No, it's not a laughing matter. We've got serious business to sort out.
It is serious.
And again, across the table, he knows. I can see him again. They're twitching. I never see Man City like this. Man City nervous. Man City worried. This guy, again, we've had some conversations. He's talking about mind games. He's talking about Pep playing mind games. I'm shocked that Man City are playing mind games with a team. What are we, 3rd, 4th? Why are we on your radar? What are you looking at us for? What's wrong?
It's a derby.
No, I'm saying
You're
before
not on
that.
our radar in the league.
When you lost to Southampton, your answer was Pep's been thinking about Man United.
Because it's a derby.
I think he's scared. I think he's worried, mate. Again, he done it. No one asked him for this information, and Pep just keeps delivering. He kept saying, "You know what, Man United."
Do you believe anything
back.
Pep says?
Do I believe anything Pep says? I don't know. He's your manager. He said he can't replace him. You can't.
All right, gents, I'm going to have to rein it in a little bit. I
Sorry
appreciate
about that.
the passion.
They know all about that.
Oh yeah, because again, we're getting TV soon, no?
What does this derby mean to you, gents? We'll start with you, Daps.
Reminding them once again that Manchester's blue. And it means the league. To them it means top 4, to us it means the league.
KG, what does this derby mean to you?
Surprisingly speaking for me, to be honest. You can't tell me what it means to Man United fans. Again, we're trying to get into the title race. We're serious. Again, all eras have to end. The same way we looked at you lot a couple of years ago, noisy neighbours. We got to keep an eye on them, and you lot have done your thing. But again, sleeping giant is being a work on. And as the manager, you see the manager, there's something happening in Manchester. There's a shift. Yes, you can say it's been blue for a minute. It's been blue for a minute. That ends.
A couple of hours, to be fair.
Yeah, it's been blue for a minute.
You're sleeping giants
6
right
minutes.
now with wounded lions.
You're wounded lions.
Wounded lions. We got poked yesterday. You don't poke a wounded lion.
I don't know if I'll call you like a, you know what I mean, like a squirrel or a, I wouldn't call you. You have to win. Again, you have to win a Champions League to refer to yourself as a lion. That's a big animal. You know what I mean? It means you've kind of ruled the whole jungle.
You're right, and that's what we're trying to do this season. Remind me, you're trying to win the Europa League.
Yeah, you're not above this though. Again, you lot have gone to the dance many a times. But you haven't done anything there. Again, you bought in Haaland.
How many years
you lot have gone. How many times have you gone to the dance?
Sorry, did it take Fergie 13 seasons
and how
to
much
win
money,
the Champions
there you go,
League?
you pumped in money to win the Champions League and you haven't won it. How much money you lot pumped into that club to win the Champions League?
No idea, a lot of money.
A lot of money, and you haven't done it. Yeah. Now you bought in Haaland.
How much have you spent in the last 5-6 years? And what have you won with that?
You can't take our history away from us. You can't take away from us.
Listen, you can't take the history away from any club or fan base.
Yeah.
I respect our history as much as you respect yours.
What's your history?
My history?
Or are you talking about recent history? Because it doesn't count as history. It's just like the part, like, I don't even know
what,
if
you asked me what we won before that?
Like, no, history. You know what history means.
My history is supporting a club through thick and thin.
Yeah.
That's my history.
Yeah, and then after now...
My history is celebrating when you didn't win the league. That was my history, right? So I respect what the history is now.
It's kind of fresh, though. It's kind of fresh, innit?
What?
It's like a throwback.
The success.
Yours is like a throwback Friday. When we talk about history, we're talking about heritage, football heritage. And you know what that is. That's Man United.
He gets one last shot in.
Sorry. After the bell. Sorry, man.
The last derby was barely competitive. Do you agree?
I 100% agree. I mean, the second half was a good training game. First half was over in about 15 minutes, I think.
So are you confident considering the last time you played them, it was...
You got to remember, what's that, 3 games into... How many games is that into Ten Hag's reign? It's early. It's early. Just got there.
It was early, but it was early, but it was long enough for you lot to be labelling Martinez the butcher, and he turned into a vegan overnight.
Oh no! He's the butcher. World Cup winner as well. Let's not forget that.
Oh yeah, we got one of them.
Yeah,
we got one of them. Yeah.
Alvarez, innit? Doesn't play though, innit? Because you got to play the robot.
I mean, he scored against Chelsea 2 games ago.
We don't talk about Chelsea. We're having a big conversation here, and you know what I mean. If Chelsea want to buy their way into this conversation, they can. Todd will probably try it now.
Have you recently? You're not trying to buy your way back into the conversation.
I've got no shame. You see the oil? Let it flow. I'm telling people right now, let the oil flow. If the Americans want to get in with money, let's go. I don't care.
Go through the roof.
Whatever it takes to now be at the table, because I want to compete.
Have you got morals?
What's that, mate?
Have you got morals?
Have I got morals? Absolutely none when it comes to this football thing. Bring them in, bro. Again, because let's pretend everyone wants to play the moral high ground thing. As soon as they're at your club, you know what it's like.
Oh, I agree with you.
Yeah, you know what it's like. You want to compete. I want to buy everyone. And all I want to do
You're trying.
What's that?
You're trying your best.
Oh no, we're shopping.
You're failing at the
We're
moment,
bargain
but you're
shopping. We
trying
just
to buy.
bought in Weghorst, mate. So we're shopping on a budget right
We
now.
might sort out the roof.
This is what he'll probably score against you lot. He'll probably score against you lot.
All right.
Yeah. You're really that confident with that?
Do you not believe we're going to beat you lot? I'm not even playing. I'm not scared. This
Save
fixture.
that till the end.
All right, cool. This fixture, I'm not scared. Usually, this fixture, I'm terrified. Not today, mate.
You should smile a bit more then. You should smile.
No.
If you're confident, you can smile.
No. This is the facial expression I choose.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm very confident, but I just want to let you know it's business time. And if any Man United players are watching this, I'm putting my neck on the line. They got to take this thing serious. Please.
This question is it's going to rattle. Who's the bigger club? Manchester City or Manchester United?
All right, I'll just lean back.
No, I like this. I'll
lean back. You know what it is.
Be clear with the words. Bigger.
Who's the bigger club now? Manchester City or Manchester United?
They're still the bigger club.
There you go.
I have no problem being the small club that has won, 11, 12 trophies since they last won one. Absolutely no problem with being labelled a small club that is stopping them from even being the biggest club, even being the currently most successful club in Manchester. No problem with that whatsoever.
Congratulations, but we're the bigger club. And
if you want that,
that's fine.
And that's where I feel sorry for you, because it used to be that Man United fans would talk about all the trophies they're winning. Now you're happy to say you're a bigger club. No problem.
Oh no, because the era again, things are going in cycles. And Man United cycle is returning, and you know it.
You're pinning,
you know it. You can see. You just see. I
heard it before the last derby.
No,
you
because
got smacked for 6.
It was too soon. It was just too soon.
Okay. But now's not too soon. Just to confirm,
we're ready for this one. We're ready for this one. We're ready for this one. Again, you lot are going to allow Arsenal to almost win. Anyone that allows Arsenal to win the league.
Almost win in January.
No, I'm saying
almost
if
in
you allow Arsenal,
that is Man United.
If you allow Arsenal to win the league on your watch, you haven't done a good job. You haven't been good custodians. You have not been good custodians.
We are winning the league. Can I just put it out there?
All right, because you haven't been good custodians. If that happens under your watch, when you're supposed to be dominating, what's going on?
It's not going to happen.
Because of you lot, we can't enjoy AFTV.
What might happen?
I'm just saying, what are you lot doing? Because we've done, when it was our time, we did our job. Arsenal couldn't talk,
4 out of 5.
But now you're bringing them back into the conversation.
Well, you mentioned 4 out of 5. You also mentioned that Ten Hag also said the era's come to an end.
All eras come to an end.
Is the era coming to an end?
City's era. Absolutely not. We're winning the league this season. 3-peat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can't wait to get into the conversation. Just got to beat you lot. Move on to Arsenal.
You can't wait to get into the conversation. We're there.
Oh no, I believe we're there, but I just can't say that because
you're not there.
I believe we're there.
Do you know what?
I believe personally. I know what we are. Yeah, I've got a manager that's obsessed. I've got a manager that did not celebrate. He did not celebrate winning the league with Ajax. What did he do? He came straight to Manchester. He said, I've got to fix it. We got jacuzzi issues. We got problems. We got chef issues. We got big, serious things to fix. And this guy, slowly but surely, you see him hitting away. Maguire, gone. Ronaldo, gone.
Do you think this is reactionary? Because last time I was down here and we did a show together, which was early November, you were talking about the chefing, the jacuzzi and jacuzzi. But now, and there's been a World Cup between them, but now, because of what? Since the World Cup, 5 games? Now your chef is chefing.
No, we got the jacuzzi situation's
You've
a bit mad.
You've got a good service, man.
The jacuzzi situation's a bit mad. Again, but like Weghorst, he's going to bath at home. He's take the jacuzzi at home. He's not going to...
Do you know the one thing I will say is...
No, I've got to let you know, because you're talking about chef. There's a new chef, bro. There's a new chef. It linked with Watson from St. George's Park.
Genuinely, there's a new chef.
That's a new chef.
Oh, okay.
And
your video worked.
Bro, nutrition is nutrition.
Sorry, can I just say, the one thing I will give you respect on so far, that at last a Manchester United fan has come and said, I do believe we're going to be in a title race this season. Because every other United fan is irritating me because they were on at Arsenal for not admitting it, but they're all saying...
They're scared.
But what they do is they say, no, we're not in a title race, but... If we win the next 3 games, all right, shut up. You just said but, that means you think you're in a title race. Just say it.
No,
so I respect you for believing.
I 100% believe.
It's cute.
It's not cute. I know what I'm looking at. Ten Hag, I know people say
Champions
one game
you're
at a
looking
time.
at right now.
It's fine, but can you retain it? Because right now
we
you're
already are retaining champions.
All right, make sure, do your job. Do your job.
Twice in the last 5 years we're retaining champions.
Listen, yeah, there's... If
How
you
many
lot
trophies
don't...
you won in the last 5 years?
Oh, we're walking into a... You lot got knocked out the other day, innit? Southampton.
Oh, Carabao. That's
we'll take it
as well.
We'll take it. We just need to get into that motion, innit? You know, Fergie talks about winning trophies early and it sends you on a journey, right? And your manager has acknowledged my manager. And I just want your fans to do that as well.
Oh, I acknowledge your manager.
Okay.
All right,
I don't acknowledge your club, but I acknowledge your manager.
All right.
Tactically, how do you go at this game? If you're Ten Hag, I'll ask you the same question after, because both teams... Well, actually, I was going to say both teams are on form. You're not. They are. Tactically, how do you approach this game?
We can't go away from what Ten Hag wants to do, high press. A lot of our players, again, press City, bring the game to City. That's when you can get some joy. I think if we sit back and if we allow them to... I believe there's been an inferiority complex with Manchester United and Man City. I'll be honest, I hold my hands up and say there's been a humbling many a times. So now, I don't think these players believe they can play these guys, but Southampton showed, it's kind of like the textbook of saying, you know what, play them. And it's like, because there's a little part of me that feels that maybe the manager's going to take out Eriksen. If he takes out Eriksen, if I see the starting lineup and the usual players are not there, that's going to bother me. Because that now says we don't believe ourselves yet. Because we, really and truly, nothing should change. If I see the exact same team that we win in our games with, I say, okay, not only do I believe it as a fan, the team believes it and the manager believes it.
I think the manager already does. I think, to be fair, I think the manager is
on
on your wavelength.
I'm worried about that Fred thing. I'm worried about Eric, because you lot did, again, I can't come on here and lie. They overran the midfield. You lot were dangerous. We can't allow that to happen again. This game's got bigger. This game's got bigger in this. Before, Man United fans have pretended, you know, we've looked at City and we thought, you know, there's a chasm, a space between us. But we can't talk this 3-year wait. There's none of that anymore. This is a big rival. We have to acknowledge them as rivals and we have to do the business. This is a big game. We can't afford to just say, it's City. None of that. That's not happening no more. That's finished.
And Pep, is he nervous? He's been talking about potentially changing tactics for this game.
Do you know what? I think Pep talking about changing tactics for this game, this is what Pep's been doing all season and probably all last season. One of the things I've really rated about Pep is how he's learned certain things about this league. He's learned how to deal with the media, not to let them rattle him and just play games with them, like Cantona did many years ago. I think the other thing is how he respects grounds, and he knows, like with Anfield now, he knows to try and nullify the crowd. You can't go Anfield. And to be fair, this season, one of the biggest mistakes Pep made is when I think he did something like kind of, don't do that at Anfield. Like, you need to control the game.
Has he had a bad time though? Because I like what you're saying in terms of him knowing. I don't think he's ever had a long period of not doing well.
So first season at City, since the first season at City, I believe the most he's ever gone without winning is 3 games. and that's it. Then there's a comeback. We're not on that at the moment because we beat Chelsea, so it's our first game back. But that does make us wounded.
That time he wanted to punch the journalist, though.
But that's what I'm saying. He's changed from that. He definitely used to get rattled by the media, whereas now I feel like he knows he has obligations to face the media. The way he deals with it is very different now. If someone asks him a proper football question, he'll answer it. Same with Ten Hag, to be fair. The other ones, he doesn't entertain them anymore. But what I would say about this game is very simple. If Manchester United go in there... if Manchester United go in there confident and Manchester City go in there wounded, then it could be a hard game for us. If Manchester United go in there overconfident and City go in there angry, it could be a very, very long day for Man United. Very long day. But that's the key. And this is where we were talking about thumbnails earlier, and I said, listen, just do Pep and Ten Hag, because that is what it is about. Can Pep get this group of players and remind this group of players who we are, who you are, and what happened, 3 months ago?
We're not that team. You have to get over that. Again, I know you're thinking, it's not really that long ago. Many things have changed. There's a shift.
But I heard that before
in
the
the
last
attitude.
game.
No, but then we're still on our level of progression. There is a shift in Manchester that no one wants to acknowledge. I don't know why. I'm talking even if with rivals, this, that, and the other. Man United, there's a focus. These guys are not coming in late. You saw the Rashford thing. I was on the preseason tour when I'm seeing big game players do 10 press-ups. And I'm thinking to myself, wait, that's Varane. He shouldn't be doing that. But if the players are losing the ball, playing in tight spaces, these are things that, and I've seen through the Oli era, I've seen LVG, all these different eras. My team didn't know how to pass. Right now, we're creating chances, playing out from the back. We're playing on the halfway line. This is progression that obviously you've probably been doing it for years. It's not been the Man United way. I'm telling you now, we look different. We're a different outfit.
You know what? It's easy for me to come on here and be completely disrespectful. I do have to put some respect on your home form, because that's one of the first things I've picked up on. Is it got to a point last season when Everton were coming to your ground and doing the Sue, right? I thought, I grew up with Manchester United and Old Trafford being a fortress where teams were getting off of coaches there 2-0 down, right? And when I'm seeing Everton and many other clubs come and take the absolute piss at Old Trafford, I thought, the fortress is done, right? And I will put some respect on Old Trafford this season. Yeah. The crowd believe. I think the whole Ronaldo thing, look, that was the biggest mistake he did, was call out Ten Hag. Everything else he said was great. Calling out Ten Hag, don't do that, because this fan base now back Ten Hag.
100%.
But I've just got to go back to, we are the retaining champions. And when we come there, very similar to when you came to our gaff and all United fans were doing a similar thing. They were looking for something to hold on to. And the thing they got hold of, their previous form at the Etihad's quite good. So, okay, I was thinking, yeah, they're right. 10 minutes in, because it's ultimately, the players we have are the players we have. You come and you try and press us. It's very important that we have the right personnel. And this is where it's an interesting game. What does Pep do?
Let's talk about fear. Who are you scared of when it comes to Man City?
Mahrez. I just feel that him and Haaland, I would say, but Mahrez is gonna, if we sleep, it's gonna be wide. And it's like, there's funny players that are just a bit jinky, you know, like Damari Gray's had some luck against us. Tricky wingers that can drag a player out wide, and then the ball goes in, give Haaland 1 or 2 chances, he's gonna score. So Mahrez, I feel, is a problem. I feel Casemiro will do the right job on KDB. I think he'll follow the task very nicely. Hopefully, even come through the game without even getting a yellow card. He's that good. He's got that Rodri. He's got that. I can't even say Rodri because he's achieved more, right? But Casemiro's one of the answers in there. But if we can stop Mahrez, and Man United play our game, because he's got a lot of people to fear. When you ask him his list should be long. Bruno, Rashford,
I feel there's 2 people.
Bruno, Rashford.
There's 2 people to me.
Yeah?
No. Because the game can be won without Rashford even being relevant. Right, if we dominate the midfield, yeah,
It's not
all
gonna
of a
happen.
sudden,
You're not
okay, no
dominating the
problem,
midfield.
no problem.
Not
We've dominated
dominating
so many midfield battles
Not this
against you, no
midfield.
problem.
Not this
My
midfield.
biggest fear, deep down, at the moment, if I'm being brutally honest, is Pep Guardiola.
Your
That's
biggest
my
fear is
biggest fear.
yourself. You're
My
taking the
biggest
piss.
fear is what team he
This
picks.
ain't like one of them classic black movies, bro. When your biggest fear is yourself, bro. Nah, it's not Coach Carter, bro. Your biggest fear is against.
That
on
hurt
the
you a
pitch.
little bit, innit?
No,
That's
no,
rattled
because
you
I
a
know
little
because
bit.
I
It's rattled
liked
you a
it.
little bit.
It felt Hollywoodish, and I thought the biggest fear is fighting. And nah, bro, you're fighting. You're dealing with the Red Devils.
Listen,
you're dealing
the
with the Red
fact of the
Devils.
matter is, the fact of the matter
Yes.
is, if Pep picks the right team, the right personnel, and gets them up to, reminds them who the fuck they are, right? I'm sorry,
Why
the
did they have
midfield
to
battle-
remind them, though? Why did they have to remind them?
Because
they
we
should
just
know.
lost to Southampton,
They should
bro.
know, mate. They should know. They should know. They should be able to look at themselves and say, we're the champions. But now they need reminding. What's going on?
Sorry, this is a very similar group of players that before Ten Hag,
Yeah.
were doing what they're doing. So what's Ten Hag done? He's managed them. So Pep needs to manage
Oh,
the
no,
team.
bro. My team, have gone through psychological warfare. My team have been, you don't want to, the energy and level that my team's been, Ralph Rangnick, Moyes, the DNA is still there. Mourinho. Who else has been
Phil
in there?
Jones is still there.
Phil Jones is still
It's
there. He's
a
the best
madness.
defender last
These
season.
these guys are now understanding what the club now is. It's separating the wheat from the chaff, and they're now starting to say, okay, who gets to play here? The fact that Maguire, is brought on for the last 7 minutes should let you know where the team is now. It's not the same. It's not. This is a team that now these guys, like you're talking about De Gea wanting to take a salary decrease to stay at the club. Players weren't doing that before. We had all these guys, mercenaries. A lot of people would turn down. Sanchez
I know
turned
that.
down.
Yeah, we've
Sanchez
had
turned
that,
down a trophy to come to us for money. I don't believe that's happening anymore under this new manager.
If you could choose 2 players to take from his team,
This
who
is a
would they
good
be?
question. I got asked this the other day.
Pretend you just answered it the first time, though, with us.
And sorry, is this just for a bit of context? Is this for us or who their best players are?
For you,
however
don't
you
take the
want to
piss. For
interpret
you.
it.
All right, for us, I would say right now, I would take Luke Shaw as backup,
Okay.
and I would take Garnacho
As backup, you know.
What's going to
as backup also.
I'll
as
ask
a
you the
rotation,
same
great
question,
younger.
KG.
All right, cool.
2 players from City that you would like.
Haaland.
I get it, with who you've just bought.
We
I
just
get
need
it.
not as backup. As a bloody starter. Haaland immediately.
It's difficult. There's such a selection.
No, I'm just thinking, what do I need in my team? Like, what would I change? Don't need Bernardo. How old is Rodri, by the way?
I think it's about 25. It's not old, maybe 26.
I take Haaland and Rodri.
Rodri Casemiro would be a great partnership, to be fair.
I take that. I take Haaland and these are starters for me. But I like my team. That's the difference. Is even if we was to ever do a combined 11, there's a lot of red shirts in there, confidently. So
Saturday early kickoff, Manchester United, Manchester City. How does this one play out? What's the score prediction here?
2-1. Rashford. Probably Rashford 2 goals. Bruno assist. Actually, I want to change my score to 3-1.
Can we change it?
I have to,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
Weghorst is going to play.
Yeah, you can.
Weghorst is going to play. We're going to get the 2 goals. We're going to bring on Weghorst late. He's going to get a goal. Man United fans go crazy. Title race is on. For the rest of the fans, I already believe it.
Daps, what's the score
2-1
on
City.
Saturday? Oh, before I'd even finish the question.
Who's going to score? This is funny because he didn't want to give a scoreline the other day.
No, but I know DR Media want the score, so I'm giving them a score. 2-1, Haaland and Foden.
Well, there's your score predictions. This has been a very tense battle. I could cut the tension in here with a knife. But gentlemen, if I may, can I now ask you to shake hands?
No.
No?
No. After the.
Will you
after
offer
the
your
game,
hand?
Class is permanent.
I'm not classy, mate. Oil money now, mate. I feel bad, man. Sorry.
That was really good. That was really good. Well, there you go. KG thinks it's a Manchester United win. And surprise, surprise, Daps, the wounded Tigers. Thinks
Squirrels.
It's squirrels. The
Lions.
wounded squirrels, lions. Let us know in the comments what animal they are right now. But Daps thinks they're going to win. I've been AGT. He's been KG. He's been Daps. And this has been the Face Off on DR Sports.